Multi-dynamic assessment. So, let's study about the multi-dynamic assessment. Okay, first, what is dynamic assessment? So it is referred to an assessment by an active teaching process of a child's perception, learning, thinking, and problem solving. So lagyan natin dito sa picture ng a teacher teaching a student through reading, problem solving, and anything. So the process is aimed at modifying an individual's cognitive functioning and observing subsequent changes and learning in problem-solving patterns within the testing situation. So modifying. Our goal is to modify the children's cognitive functioning, the way they think, the way they move, the way they thought, everything in their mind that's not normal or not suitable at their age. So some of them don't know how to read. So as a teacher, we should teach them how to read, how to solve, and to make them normal. So that's the aim, that's the purpose or the process of dynamic assessment. So natin ito, modifying. Kaya sa picture, may modifying yan dyan. So, the goals. Lagyan mo dyan ng goal. Goal ng soccer. So, the goals. First, to assess the capacity of the child to grasp the principle underlying an initial problem and to solve it. So, lagyan nito, teacher nag-assess the student. So, assess the capacity of the child. So, we're guiding the student or the child on their capacity, thinking capacity, reading capacity, understanding capacity. So as a teacher, we're there to assess, to help them, to guide them, and then let them solve the problems, an initial problem, and then let them solve it. As a teacher, we're there to guide them and help. Lagyan mo ng math problems dyan sa likod. Future editor. So, next, to assess the nature and amount of investment that is required to teach a child a given rule or principle. So, teaching this child with special needs takes time. So, we need to nurture them and help them to enhance, to improve. So, as one of the goals, assess the nature and amount of investment or teaching, giving them a lot of time to learn. Give them time and effort so they can learn everything they could learn. And then, so that is required for us, a teacher, to teach a child. Okay, the third. Identify the specific deficient cognitive functions and non-intellective factors that are responsible for failure and performance and how modifiable they are as a result of teaching. So, dynamic assessment. One of the goals is to identify the deficient cognitive functions. Kung saan mahina yung estudyante natin. What are their weaknesses? So, cognitive functioning. They don't know how to understand. They can't elaborate a problem sentence. They don't know how to read. So, as a future teacher, we are there to assess them, helping them how to solve some simple problems. So, for systematic exploratory behavior. So, their behaviors. And then non-intellective factors. For mastery. So, those are the basic cognitive functions that we could taught to them in the near future. Then, those weaknesses, we should turn them into strengths. Because weaknesses are responsible for their failures in performance and low scores. Kaya mo dyan, mababang score 0. So, modifiable. Tingnan natin yung weakness na yun, kung pwede nating mabago. Modifiable ba siya? So, if his weakness is problem solving, let's think one item that could make make that weakness to strength. So let's modify kung saan sila mahina. So those are the goals of dynamic assessment. First, to assess future editor lagi mo to assess the children, and then give them time and effort. Ito, time and effort lagi mo dyan, and then identify, magnifying glass lagi mo, hanapin natin yung mga kahinaan nila. So those are the goals of the dynamic assessment. Okay. Dynamic assessment is usually administered to children who demonstrate some learning disability. So minsan we focus on those children have some learning disability. Just like every child is special. Meron siyang learning disability called dyslexia. I-roll mo dyan, BTR. Lagyan mo dyan ng video ni Ishan. Yung numbers ay gumagalaw, mga ganun. So those are some learning disabilities. Dyscalculia, dyslexia, there's a lot of learning disabilities. So that could go to low scores and standardized test. So yun, nagkakaroon sila ng mga low scores. They got 0 scores out of 10, out of 100, failing scores. So, or some emotional or personality disturbance. So with some emotional or personality disturbance, they don't know how to control their emotions. There's some personality disturbance. They don't understand themselves. Play mo dito si Ishan na nagwawala para sa text natin. So, very frequently, it is given to children coming from a low socioeconomic or culturally different backgrounds. So, sometimes sa mga children na nanggaling sa mga low class places like that. So they don't really understand the new environment from dito to dito. So nanibago sila. So as a future teacher, we should put time, effort, love into our future students, even though they are not special with special needs. Ganun pa rin, same. So that is multi-dynamic assessment. Kung sabing multi-dynamic assessment refers to assessment, active teaching process, child's perception. So as a future teacher, we're there to teach, help them, to guide them for their improvements. So that is multi-dynamic assessment. We have different types of assessment that we could do to our students. Gawin mo na magandang outro.